So we're reviewing for 9.6 through 9.8 tests tomorrow. You are going to have some proportion questions. When I'm solving for A or B, I like to use a percent equation. Okay, if I'm solving for P, I use a proportion, but like I said, you can use either one. Okay, I've said that several times. Does not matter which one on this test. So if it's A equals P times B, what is my A value? What's my A value, guys? 54. What's my P value that I plug in? 0.75. 0.75 B. Now how do I solve for B? How do I solve for B? You should already have this done. Yeah, divide both sides by 0.75. B is 72. All right, have you done the second one yet? Yes. All right, so which one is my A value? Which one's my A value? 12. Which one's my B value? All right, so 12 over 32 equals P over 100. All right, do my cross products, and I divide both sides by 32. Who got 37.5%? Anybody get 37.5%? All right, so you have a couple questions on your test tomorrow that deal with the percent problems. Then you also have percent of change. Okay, find the percent of change and tell me if it's an increase or a decrease. What is your formula? What's your formula? P equals AOC over ORG. Go ahead and solve these problems. So what is my AOC on the first one, my amount of change? 12 divided by 32. Did you get 37.5%? Okay, increase or decrease? Decrease. All right, what about the next one? What was your percent? 37.1%. Did you round correctly? Did you round? Okay, make sure you round correctly. All right, guys. All right, what about the third one? Very good, and decrease. All right, so that's percent of increase. You have a section like that on your test tomorrow. Now we've got find the new price. Okay, so now let's find the new price. There's two steps. It's the same step whether it's a markup or a discount. Two steps, find the new price. Try to do the first one, and then we'll do the first one together. We start by changing the percent to a decimal, and we multiply it by the original amount. Okay, so 62 times 0.3 is what? Is 18.6. Now, what do we do with 18.6? Do we add or subtract it from the original? Why do we subtract? Because it's a discount. Okay, so we need to subtract from 62 to get our new price of $43.40. Okay, so just remember, if it's a discount, you subtract. If it's a markup, tax, tip, you add. All right, go ahead and now try the second and third problems. Yeah, duh. I already explained the first one. All right. Okay, so on the second one, original price, and what do I do to my markup? I add it. So I change the percent to a decimal, multiply, and then I go back and add it. Who got 153 and 60 cents? Very good. All right, did you get that for the third one? $17.12? Okay. All right, very good. Now I want you to find simple interest. Go ahead and try to solve the first one. So I equals PRT. You don't know interest. You know principal is 250. What do you plug in for your rate? 0.025. Don't forget that 0 because that'll throw away your whole answer. Throw off your whole answer. 0.025, and then what do I plug in for T? 6. And now just put the whole thing in your calculator, just straight across. 250 times 0.025 times 6 gives you what for interest?
1,000.
Okay, $37.50. Okay, now what variable do you use for A? What variable do you use for A? Or I just said A. You use the variable A to solve for balance. Okay, so balance equals, how do you know what the balance is going to be?
You're going to add 250 back those times.
Times 37.5 to get $287.50. So you have a problem like this on your test tomorrow. There's 2 answers. All right, so now that you've seen one, do this second one right here. But notice it says 9 months. So are you going to plug in 9 where t goes?
No, you put it over 12.
You put it over 12. 9 over 12, no big deal. Just put it in as a fraction, multiply as a fraction.
Can we put it in as a decimal?
You're not going to get an exact answer if you do it that way. So I'd rather you keep it as a fraction. Okay, so now on the second one, what did you plug in for time? 9 over 12. Okay, and then what'd you get for interest? You should have got $52.50. What was your final balance? How do you figure out your final balance?
We're going to add 52 and 50 cents to 1,000.
Yep, add them together. All right, who got that right? Raise your hand if you got that right. Okay. What are you solving for on the third problem?
The time.
Time. Time. How long will it take? How long? I don't know time. Plug in the numbers into your formula. So when we plug in the numbers, what do we plug in for interest? 10. What do we plug in for principal?
500.
What do we plug in for rate? 0.04, and then I don't know time. All right, so now what do I do? 500 times 0.04. Now what do I do? Divide both sides by 10 or by 20? By 20, whatever is attached to t. T equals half a year. How much is that in months? 6 months. So either one would be fine, but technically we express it in years. All right, so half a year. All right, any questions? One more. What if you have to solve for rate? This one's a little more challenging.
I didn't do this on the quiz.
Yeah, okay, you had one of these on your quiz. So now try to solve for rate, and it was this kind of format on your quiz too. Try to plug in your numbers where they go. All right, so plug in, oh wait, did I say 60?
Yes.
Sorry, 600. So plug in 600 for interest. Now it'll work out way better now. Okay, then 5,000 times 3 is 15,000. When you divide 600 divided by 15,000, what do you get? No, 600 divided by 15,000, not the other way around. 0.04, 4%. And that's how you solve. All right, if you understand that, it's everything you need to know for your test tomorrow.